It's time to talk some high school football. I'm Fox 23 Sports Director Nathan Thompson, along with the Tulsa World's Barry Lewis. Hard to believe, already state semifinal time in Class 6A-I and Class 6A-II. So let's take a look at, Barry, your top 5 games in our area that you can take a look at in the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World or anytime on okprepsextra.com. Game number 1, a no doubter, but it's not on Friday night. Owasso versus Broken Arrow. That game is being played at Jinx at 7 o'clock. Unfortunate kickoff time with OU starting at the same time, but still a great matchup. Yes,
and earlier this year, Owasso dominated Broken Arrow, but this game will not resemble that game. It's sort of like Union and Broken Arrow matchup last week did not resemble their earlier season meeting. And I think you're going to expect to see the same this week with Owasso and Broken Arrow. I think it'll be like last year, except the roles are reversed because last year Broken Arrow dominated the regular season meeting and was a dominant team all year long in 6A-I, but then had to hold on for dear life all the way to the final seconds to hold off Owasso in the semifinals in what was a low-scoring game. And so I think a similar thing could happen this year where Owasso dominated the regular season game, a lot of points scored, and then this game will go right down to the wire, and it could be lower scoring. It could be another low-scoring game, especially since it's going to be played at night. It's going to be cold, just like last year's game was. It was played at night. So it would have been a lot nicer playing on a warmer afternoon. But anyway, it's going to be a great game Saturday night at Jinx's Allen Trimble Stadium.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Now, in your game number 2, go to Class 6A-II, and this is Bixby, the most dominant team in Oklahoma high school football this year, especially for 11-man football, taking on Dell City. This one, their neutral site is Putnam City Stadium, so the Spartans are going to have to drive a little bit to get to that game, but expect another Bixby win for the defending state champs.
Bixby travels well. They scored 77 in Texas earlier this season, so I don't think traveling 100 or so miles or so is going to slow down the Spartans. Dell City's a really good team, so they may I think there's a good chance they'll give Bixby its closest game of the year, which actually is, for Bixby, assuming it survives, might not be a bad thing. Their closest game all year has been 31 points. So considering they're going to have a close game, if they get to the championship game against Stillwater, that would likely be a barn burner. So you might want to be tested a bit. Just sort of like Bixby was for a half again by Muskogee in the regular season finale. But in the end, Bixby's got too much firepower.
That should definitely be interesting if those teams both advance to the state finals. Stillwater's been almost maybe just a little bit below as dominant as Bixby, but they've been right up there in that same area. Game number 3, we go to Class 5A, and not state semifinals here. They have an extra round, so this is in the quarterfinals, and man, what a matchup at LaFortune Stadium. McGinnis, ranked number 3, 10-1 in the season. Edison, 10-1, ranked number 2. Eagles coming off their first playoff game and playoff win in almost 3 decades.
Yes, top 2 running backs in the state, arguably. Edison's Savion Morrison's, McGinnis's Dominic Richardson. Morrison, a Nebraska commit, Richardson, a TCU commit. Both have been banged up late in the season, but both looked in fine form last week, getting back in action in the playoffs. And so that would be enough of a reason to go see that game. It's also an intriguing matchup because McGinnis, traditional power, they're used to being here. Edison isn't. They're looking to crash the party and make history. So be a very interesting matchup. McGinnis versus Edison Friday night at LaFortune Stadium.
There we go. Looking forward to that. And then your number 4 game is Class 4A quarterfinal. Wagner on the road at Bethany. Big challenge for the Bulldogs against an undefeated ranked number 1 Bethany team.
Wagner looking to avenge last year's 42-35 quarterfinal loss to Bethany. Looking to turn the tables on Bethany. Wagner in a very rare role, at least for this decade, of being the underdog, and Bethany's the favorite, so we'll see how Wagner embraces the role of being the underdog.
So another good one there. In game number 5, Class 3A quarterfinals, Perkins Tryon at Burgess, the district champ Cardinals, who you say here in your write-up, this could be the biggest game ever for each of these programs.
Yes, neither of these programs has won a state championship or been to a championship game, so this arguably could be considering the potential, what could happen for the winner as you move ahead, this could, and with the records that the teams have compiled, that this is arguably the biggest game for either team to this point in their program's history. Perkins Tryon with a longer history than Verdigris.
Yeah, and Perkins Tryon, you say here, it was in the semifinals in 2000. Verdigris never has been there. So just backing up your point there. So you can read Barry's column on the top 5 teams in the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World. If you go to okprepsextra.com, you can see it, plus 7 other games that you wrote up to. So you get some bonus coverage there. Also coming up this week, Thursday, Bill Haston is going to write a column about the 7 o'clock Saturday night tip-off or kickoff for Broken Arrow and Owasso. Some people probably not real pleased with that because it's going head-to-head against OU's game. And then on Friday, Mike Brown has a story, right?
Mike Brown will be writing about Broken Arrow's Sanchez Banks. Started the year on the JV, and now he's on rushed for over 1,000 yards. Quite a nice story, and he had a big game last week in the pulsating victory over Union. Scored the winning touchdown in the last seconds.
So pick up a Friday edition of the Tulsa World for that story, plus a preview of all the night's action. And then on Saturday, the Tulsa World will have the game recaps, great pictures from the Tulsa World photography staff, and of course the playoff pairings and scores from around the state. And you can always go to okprepsextra.com. As far as us, we will be going extended high school football highlights Friday night, the second half of the 10 o'clock news, and we will be live from that Bixby game. So that's our game of the week for the Friday games. Of course, Owasso Broken Arrow being a Saturday game, it doesn't get the Fox 23 game of the week status there. And you can always go to our website, fox23.com, and go to our High School Football Tonight page to see all of our coverage. All right, thanks.